Hey, and welcome back to Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures. Today we're diving into the complex life of Bat Masterson, a man who towed the line between outlaw and hero. While history often portrays him as a lawman and a gunfighter, the real Bat was much more complicated and a little bit darker. From vigilante justice to questionable alliances, Bat was loyal to his friends, even if that meant bending the law. So saddle up and let's dig into the life of Bat Masterson. This video was requested by Robert Trujillo and Michael Dalton. Bat Masterson was born on November 26, 1853, in Quebec, Canada, to a working-class Irish family. In his teens, he and his brothers, Ed and Jim, ventured to the Great Plains to hunt buffalo. But it wasn't long before Bat's life veered toward danger and controversy. Take 1873, for example. Bat learned that a railroad contractor, Raymond Ritter, had skipped town before paying him and his brother Ed $300 for grading work. When Bat discovered Ritter on a train near Dodge City, he didn't just demand the money. He pulled out a gun and threatened his life. It was the first of many times Bat took justice into his own hands. In 1874, Bat joined the Defense of Adobe Walls, a desperate stand against several hundred Comanche, Kiowa, and Cheyenne warriors, led by Quanah Parker. While the defenders' victory cemented Bat's reputation, the battle's aftermath was grim. Native retaliation for their defeat included the capture of the Germain sisters, which Bat later helped recover as a U.S. Army scout. But Bat wasn't just a hero. His darker tendencies often surfaced. In 1876, he fought in his first gunfight after a jealous corporal, Melvin King, attacked him over a woman. Molly Brennan, caught in the crossfire, was tragically killed. Bat was shot in the pelvis, a wound that left him with a cane for life. King didn't survive. As sheriff of Ford County, Kansas, Bat continued to blur the lines of the law.
Bat, I'm shot.
In 1878, his brother Ed was gunned down while serving as city marshal. Bat immediately retaliated, killing Jack Wagner and wounding Alf Walker in the streets of Dodge City. Though technically justified, Bat's actions teetered between justice and revenge.
Oh, God.
His loyalty to friends often led him into trouble. In 1880, Bat rescued Billy Thompson, the brother of a notorious gunman, from a lynch mob, even hiding him with the help of Buffalo Bill Cody. In 1881, Bat was arrested after a violent gunfight with rival bartender Albert Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff!
When his brother Jim asked for help. The fine? A measly $8. Despite the chaos and gunfire. Bat's reputation as a violent gunfighter exploded after a New York newspaper allegedly said he had killed 26 men in cold blood. Ever the opportunist, Bat leaned into the myth. He bought up used Colts and sold them, saying that they had been used in his numerous gunfights. His time as a lawman in Trinidad, Colorado, highlighted his willingness to manipulate the system. In 1882, at Wyatt Earp's request, he fabricated charges against Doc Holliday to prevent his extradition to Arizona. But Bat's moonlighting as a faro dealer ended his tenure as city marshal, and he lost re-election in 1883. Bat's darker affiliations extended to infamous criminals. He became friends with Soapy Smith, Denver's notorious conman, and was involved in a voting fraud scandal in 1889. By the late 1890s, Bat's drinking and gambling habits had worsened. Some accounts even say he was run out of Denver for being a public nuisance. In his later years, Bat found respectability, of sorts. He moved to New York City, befriended President Theodore Roosevelt, and even became a U.S. Marshal. But even this role was short-lived, as political rivals questioned Bat's character, leading to his dismissal in 1909. Bat spent his final years as a sports writer, covering boxing for the New York Morning Telegraph. On October 25, 1921, he died at his desk, pen in hand, at the age of 67. Bat Masterson lived a life full of contradictions. A loyal friend, a cunning opportunist, and a man unafraid to cross moral lines. Was he a hero, a villain, or something in between? Leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Miss Kitty's Wild West Adventures, and I hope that it answered your questions about the life and times of Bat Masterson. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ding the bell for notifications. And in the meantime, I'll catch you on down the trail. While history often portrays him as a lawman and a gunfighter, the real Bat Masterson was very When Bat discovered Ritter on not a plane. In 1881, he was arrested after a violent shootout. That's an oxymoron, violent shootout. In 1881, Bat was arrested after a violent gunfight with a rival bartender named Albert Upplegraff. In 18...
Hufflepuff. That's what you do.